All right. I thought this. I got a new phone. I thought this camera would be a lot better, but I don't know if it's working out the same way. Maybe it's just the lighting. I don't know. Anyway, this is The Wire, episode 3. The Buys, titled The Buys. Um, Dang, I should have just wrote down the names of the characters by now, but for some reason I still haven't done that. First thought that comes from that I want to get out. Well, not thought. The first thing that I want to explain or say. What am I watching here? How is it that something so good even exists? I never thought. I mean, come on. The greatest thing I've ever watched is I have to give it to Breaking Bad. Okay, I know I'm not doing a review on that anymore, but just hear me out. So, the greatest thing I've ever watched has to be Breaking Bad. But it took almost a complete season for that series to even get enough momentum going. They took so long building those characters up, and I'm watching this from the first episode. It's better than most movies that I've watched. No, not even messing around here, right? I haven't seen the whole thing, so I'm not going to compare it to the number one that's in my opinion. So, with that being said, let's get into what's going on in this particular episode. So, I mean, the story is always going to be ongoing, but as far as from the last episode, they're still dealing with from the police side. They're dealing with the riot they've caused, and them blinding a kid, and the 3 officers that just happened to be intoxicated and went to a very dangerous area and decided to throw their muscle around. But it's only 3 of them, and they got pushed around in that instance, right? So they're still dealing with the effects of that, but there's so many different things I have to try and cover. So I'm just gonna try and stay on that. So from that, there's an officer involved in that issue who the lieutenant does not want working the case, right? But the only reason he's there is because he's waxing like somebody's some person that's higher up in the food chain. He's waxing that guy's daughter or something like that. I can't remember. So he has a lot of favoritism. He has a lot of things in his favor. Even though he's incompetent. Okay. Now the fact that everything is getting kind of like swept under the rug, or everything's getting eased out in a situation where nobody's going to get in any real trouble, that person that he's involved with outside of the force is looking out for that LT. So the LT is now getting things that he needs to actually do his job, like better equipment. Okay, you got that going on. I made it sound really simplistic, but the way it's presented and the way it's presented in the show is not necessarily complex, but way better than I describe it, right? So continuing on, you get to see this I don't know how else to say it, this human element that's involved in doing this job. It's not exactly clear-cut black and white as you would think it is. It's like, well, I'm only going to do that because of this, XYZ. But it's like, how could that come into play when you guys are supposed to be on the good team or whatever? But you're doing things only to make you feel better, make somebody that you care about feel better, or to keep yourself safe and things of that nature. People are being lazier than they should be, not necessarily moving in the right direction and making this case, I guess, work. Now, that's not all, but I'm going to move over to the I guess would be considered the bad side. Oh man, that just popped in my head. So not only is this show building these characters up so well, and the setting and each episode is done very well so far, it's, I wouldn't say causing a divide, but oh wow, I'm just now understanding the genius behind the structure of this show so far. They're giving you two different sides, two sides to root for. One side's probably considered the bad side, one side's probably considered the good side. But depending on your opinion and your background, you probably would think one side's bad and another person might think the other side's good, but it could be switched around. That's one element of it. And also, but the thing that I have to say is they're giving you enough information to make an informed decision on whether or not which side will be considered bad or good, because all people, this is actually saying something about humanity. Now, all people, although they may be in a position or they may have a position that's considered good or doing good towards other humans, but they can still be a bad person, if that makes any sense. I feel like it hasn't showcased that yet, but it may showcase that later on in the series. But it's giving you enough information to make a decision. Now, on the bad side, I feel like there's more going on the bad side. Well, I guess what could be considered the bad side. I don't see a bad or a good side. I see there's two defining sides. I'll say that much. Now, okay, so I won't say the good and the bad side no more. I'll say the police side and the hustler side. Okay, so on the hustler side, these guys, there's this guy. He's an implant from a higher part in the organization, and he's schooling these youngsters. They don't know how to play chess. Okay, so look, I don't want to miss this, right? So I don't want to skip over this. So look, these kids are out there playing checkers on a chessboard with chess pieces, right? That's odd enough. Well, if you don't know how to play, we're just going to play checkers. That's fair enough. If you don't know how to play that, okay? Nobody's trying to down you for that. Anybody, right? I barely know how to play chess. Come on. The writers took this opportunity to compare chess pieces to what they're doing in this drug industry, and it's so well placed and so wellly designed and acted out, because it also shows how important it is to connect what you're trying to teach an individual to something they already know or have a grasp of. That's how that's the best way for an individual to grasp or to retain more knowledge, is if you know X and I'm trying to teach you Y, it makes it easier for you to learn. But that's just like on a smaller scale. I think, I don't know, it's just so genius that something like that will be put in there. I never expected to see something like that. I don't know. I'm just blown away by the use of that. I mean, I don't want to dwell on that for too long. But now, on the bad side, with that going on, you also have overlap. Let's say overlap, but you have a guy who's literally like an informant, but he's from the street side of things, and when you follow that character, you get to see what's going on both sides. So basically, he's down there doing his thing, gathering information for the police side, and you're also getting a look into what's going on in the hustler side, right? Where was I going with that? Oh boy. There's something going on with the product. It's lower quality, so even though it's lower quality, you have to buy more so to get more money, which is a good thing. I think that guy's found a love interest on the hustler side. What else happened in there? There is an introduction of a new character. I don't know, I'm getting quiet, but this dude's basically a robber, he's a robber dude. So you have another element that's prevalent in any economically deprived area. You got people who hustle and you got people who rob the hustlers, and you get to see this guy and how he's operating. man, that just adds another layer of complexity that makes things so much better. And they're successful in their robbery, and they wind up shooting a guy in the knee. They get the product, they get out of there, and at the same time, you got these guys trying to figure out how to make that operation run smoother, and you got the police surveilling them. I think that's the right word. And they bust. They don't find nothing. I'm leaving out so much. I know I'm leaving out a lot. But so far, I can't be more happy with what I'm seeing. As far as I can't be more happy with this series so far. I mean, I'm so excited to see what happens next. I know I left out a little bit of information, not that much, but I feel like with these uploads, I shouldn't be giving away every single detail. I think I should be leaving something to the imagination, which, hey, it is what it is.